You have a tornado warning that has just been issued for Patrick and Henry counties. If you remember moments ago, we were just talking about this cell that had a bow echo and a forward momentum wind of 85 miles per hour. This cell is now tornado warned. This will expire at 8:45 a.m. this morning. Now, Edward and I behind the scenes have been tracking this tornado along with its velocity, as you see here. Sort of a tight, almost couplet-like rotation where the green is forward momentum or forward towards the radar scans, and we see it there tightening up just a little bit on the latest scan that just came up. But the storm relative velocity, yes, now there is a little bit of a bulge or a nodule, if you will, within this line. This storm is sort of having really broad rotation and then tightening up again, like Jeff said. So it's sort of like pulsating back and forth over the course of about 10 minutes of time. It'll strengthen, then it'll weaken. And again, that is a characteristic of these supercells as they track further and further to the east.
Jenna Zibton with another winter storm coming. Your weather authority issuing a weather alert day. Let's check in now with meteorologist Parker Beasley. When does this all start?
Yeah, so this is going to start later tonight, and it's going to last basically until Thursday morning. This is going to be a storm that is in our neck of the woods for 24 to 36 hours. We are expecting widespread snowfall. However, the totals are down a little bit. The models are trending less and less over the last 24 to 48 hours. This past weekend, we were looking at maybe a foot of snow. That doesn't seem to be the case now. We're looking at maybe 2 to 6 inches across the region, with some areas seeing 1 inch, some areas seeing 6 inches. We'll get into totals in your full weather forecast, but cold temperatures through the rest of the week are going to keep that snow on the ground. I know we had some last week, and all of the rain that pushed through melted that snow. That's not going to be the case this time around, as a lot of it is going to be sticking with us for the next couple of days. Now, looking at radar over the past 4 hours, you notice something popping up in our neck of the woods. Those are winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories in purple and in pink. These last until Thursday at 1 p.m. We're going to continue to see conditions deteriorate over the next 24 hours or so as snow potential really starts to increase once we get into tomorrow morning. Something else that we're tracking, a couple of isolated snow showers possible, as well as some isolated rain showers building through our more eastern zones like Lynchburg and Southside. But snow showers are going to be right along some of the mountains. Some of them will push as far east as parts of the Roanoke Valley.
When bees overshot their target, they could usually backtrack and find it.
The experiment will allow scientists to better understand the behavior of bees and its importance to their survival. Parker's buzzing over there.
He is.
He's buzzing.
The 10 News Weather Authority from the JES Weather Center.
I was illustrating that I could go past the aisle at the grocery store
And then go back.
and then go back
I like that.
to the aisle. That's what I was
When they
illustrating.
rearrange the grocery store, that's one of your skills that you need.
Yeah, you got to know the grocery store orientation. Quick in and out of there, all right?
Increased risk of exposure.
All righty, summer-like temperatures building in with a tropics update. Record heat this weekend. Tell you all about it coming up after the break.
Another sunny, beautiful day out there.
Yeah, it sure has. And I'm looking at our Skycam network. We've got a wasp on our with Phil Skycam.
Oh, goodness.
He's taking over. Look at him. There's a couple of them. All right, the snowfall. But here's a look at Futurecast. 2 p.m. this afternoon, we'll start to see some of our first rounds of snow showers, then maybe a little bit of a brief break. Then by 5 to 6 p.m., lots of the Commonwealth area going to be dealing with some of this snow. Maybe a little bit of a wintry mix embedded in some of these lines of snow squalls that will be building through. But by 11 p.m., still dealing with widespread snow. Once we get to about 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, that's when we'll see the bulk of the moisture and precipitation move off towards the east. Over the course of this event, well, anywhere from 1 to 4 inches, with some isolated spots seeing 3 to 5 inches of snow. Right now, temperatures are ranging anywhere from about 10 to 20 degrees, with a real feel ranging anywhere from 5 to 15. So yet another cold start to our morning. The reason we're dealing with dry winds in Southern California is because of an area of high pressure just to the north of California into perhaps the Nevada area, which is bringing in an easterly component to the wind. And if you're familiar with this area, we have the Sierra Mountains right here and parts of the Rockies as well. So the wind is going over some of the mountains. And when it goes over some of the mountains, it then compressionally warms and dries out on the western side of the mountain. So as it sinks, it warms up, it dries out, and that's why the humidity is so low, and that's why the winds are so high in this area. That's why the fire danger is elevated. Now, if there were an area of low pressure, they would have onshore winds from the ocean, thus bringing the dew point temperature and the amount of moisture higher. We wouldn't even be talking about this situation unfolding in California. Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Parker Beasley. Here's a look at your hourly forecast to kick off your Thursday. We're starting off with mostly cloudy skies, temperatures ranging between about 50 and 55 degrees. Those will gradually warm up into the 60s throughout the rest of the morning. Some of us will actually get into the 70s this afternoon, like South Boston and Charlotte Courthouse, anticipating temperatures between about 70 and 72 degrees. The Hill City, Lynchburg, gets to about 65. Alta Vista and Martinsville, 67. Blacksburg, 56. Lexington, 63. And Wytheville, 56 later on this afternoon. Now, Futurecast indicating that we are continuing to deal with the effects of this cold front that's pushing through. We've got some warm air building in from the south, which is why our temperatures are so warm out there this afternoon. Then we've got some isolated showers that push through. I don't think we see much in terms of the coverage or amounts of rain. I think it's close to maybe 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch at most, and I think the coverage is about 60 to 70%. But by the time we get to about 3, 4 o'clock, mostly clear skies start to build in, and then our winds start to increase. You guys know the deal around here. 20 to 25 mile per hour winds will be building in for the rest of our Thursday afternoon into the evening, and then for parts of our Friday as well. Something else that we're tracking is the chance for a little bit of west-facing slope snow showers, sleet pellets, and a little bit of a wintry mix, if you will. Some of these light showers might make it as far east as parts of the Roanoke Valley, even into the Lynchburg area, and as far south as Henry County. Again, I think the coverage with some of these isolated showers is very minimal. By the time we get to about 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're mostly in the clear, and then our Friday shapes up to be pretty nice. Temperatures on our Friday are going to get to about 57 degrees with partly cloudy skies building in. Copy and paste that for your Saturday. Then we cool down a little bit on Sunday down to 44, but then we're right back into the 60s by the middle of next week.